ain't even fill it up either. Good morning, friends. What? How you doing, baby? Happy Monday. I'm rushing y'all. And today on Coffee and Conversation with your girl, Shakenya. When you get a minute, go to that YouTube channel, Shakenya, and hit subscribe, guys. Look at some of the videos, and if you see any of them, like look at about 3 of them. Get your palate wet. And if any of them be like, ooh, she was right on that one, or laugh, make you hit your knee, come on and share it on your social media. I know I ain't famous yet, and you probably like, who is this girl? Who's that girl? She ain't nobody, right? But no, if the message grabbed you, no, I'm good. Right, if the message had you in a chokehold and I was on point, go on and share it. Yeah, I ain't gonna be a nobody for long. Yeah, trust on that, right? So when you get a minute, go to my YouTube channel. No, I want you to get a book. Yeah, don't go to the YouTube channel. Get a book. Yeah, get a book today. Dysfunctional Family Knot. Go to lulupublishing.com for that. Yeah. So after you go to the YouTube channel and hit subscribe, then go get you a whole book, right? So y'all, real fast today, because we talking about everything. I think I even labeled it lecture, because I mean we talking about so much. So I'm gonna stray away, but I'm gonna come back. That's all I can tell you. So just hold on and roll with your girl, right? So we back at it, talking about the manipulation tips your baby mama, your baby daddy use on the baby to get back at you. Typically, it's just to make you mad, right? On purpose, right? And most use. The one that's most used is the baby, them telling the baby they don't have to listen to you. You crazy. They ain't got to listen to you and they ain't got to do what you say. They telling your baby this. When your baby is over there and your baby say, my mama said this, I don't care what your mama said. I don't care what your daddy said. You ain't got to listen to them. They don't know what they talking about. You say that enough times, that's going to register in a child not to do it. So that means when they go back home, to the other parent telling them to do this and telling them to do that, they ain't doing it and they ain't listening, right? So fix it, Jesus. So now you fussing ever since that baby came home from their daddy house or their mama house. You fussing every single day at this baby for them to do the things that they know that they're supposed to be doing, right after you get off work. Last thing you want to do is be fussing with this baby, telling this baby to do this and do that 3 and 4 times, right? Calling their name 3, 4 times, they not responding. That's why. Because their parent told them don't listen. Don't listen to you, right? So, fix it, Jesus. This makes that parent happy when the child is disruptive at your home, right? But it harms the child because you are creating a child that's disobedient and a child that does not pay attention to authority at all whatsoever, right? What can come of a child growing up being disobedient and having a problem with respecting authority? You think about that for a minute. A child of color, boy or girl, what type of child is forming? What type of child is growing up that's disobedient and has no respect for authority? All because a parent that's supposed to be guiding them, molding them, teaching them the right thing to do is teaching them to do this just to get back at you. Fix it, Jesus. Nothing good can come from this. It makes it so hard to instill discipline and morals and values when you got another parent that's going against you. It makes it so hard for you to instill that in your baby. Because everything you instilling, they taking right out. Everything you putting in the box, they taking right out. I know, fix it, Jesus. That's why your baby be empty. That's why they don't have nothing going on up there. That's why they be slow. That's why they be moving on a delay. That's why they don't have common sense and you think they should. Discipline based on morals and values. How can, when a child is go against you, the parent, when I was coming up, we was told to love and respect our mom and dad, right? And we was told to do what they say. Yeah. Everybody should have been raised like that. I think most of y'all probably was. Yeah. I was raised like that. I'm quite sure he was raised like that, right? So it shouldn't be no reason to go outside the norm.
Alright, come get the door. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Yeah, so how most of us is anything outside of that is a manipulation too. Yeah, you are going against what you know to be right for the sake of making that other parent mad. Meaning they'll compromise their own morals and values just to get back at you. Meaning that the hate that they have for you outweighs the love that they have for the child. So I'm quite sure no parent want their child to be. You know what I'm saying? So the confusion that lies within your child is the psychological damage. And the adverse effect would be the fact that parent really don't want that child to be disobedient. They want that child to respect them and listen to them, right? They really don't want that child to be that way, right? But because they doing what they doing, they have no way. Another manipulation tip that they use is not making the baby clean up. You might think that don't mean nothing, right? They over your house, you don't make them clean their room, you don't make them do none of the routines that they had when they was at the other parent's house, when y'all was together. Because when y'all was together, you know that parent had a chore chart, you know that parent had that child doing chores at home on certain days at certain times. You know that because when y'all was together, y'all was doing that. So when y'all break up and you go to your house, when the child is over your house, you supposed to keep the same rules over there. So the same chores that child has at the mama house, where y'all used to live and reside together, is the same rules that should be going on at your house when the child comes to visit. But when they don't make that child clean up and tell that child they don't have to clean up, or they clean up behind that child for them, when they come back to your house, it's a problem, right? So now you fussing. That's another. Those are two common manipulation tips that's typically used, right? Yeah, my case is extreme. For a child to be taken out my life mentally, meaning that she has been conditioned not to want me around, not to love me, not to need me, because a parent did. Yeah, you got to keep in mind, I had her for 15 and a half years, and so did he. So everything I was instilling, he was instilling the complete opposite. So it was like I was braiding her hair, and he was coming behind me unbraiding it, right? So some of that stuff stuck. A lot of it stuck. Yeah, because she the only one of my children that's doing everything that I raised her to do. All of them was doing it. All of them was on the same path. All of them was growing. All of them was progressing. But when that baby was pulled out, their growth was stunted. And it slowed up. As to where hers continued, because she had people on that side that was continuing it, that was supporting her, that was rallying on with her, and was encouraging her to grow distant from us. So she's still on the same plan that I put her on in my book. So that's why she pursuing a degree like me. That's why she got a business like I got. That's why she got a passport like I got. Prepared for this world. I was preparing all my children for this world, right? My other daughter travels like me, so they all three, both of my girls travel, so we all three travel a lot, right? But the baby, the only one that got a passport. So if my parents wasn't interrupted, all my children would be able to check that box. And when it comes to a time like now, because I remember I was preparing them for this world, meaning I was preparing them for anything that can possibly happen. So right now, we're not satisfied with what's going on with this administration. They're trying to do whatever they can against black. Yeah, this will be a time that me and all my children can relocate if we wanted to. Why? Because we will be millionaires in that plan A, and we will have the resources to do so. So all my children will be able to just uproot and just leave because we could, right? Bring whoever want to come can come because we can afford to take care of them, right? So, yeah. So we're talking about a lot in this segment. Psychological damage and the adverse effect that it has on your child. These manipulation tips. Thinking it's okay to be bad is what you're doing. You're giving this child the green light to be bad, to be disobedient, to go against a parent. The adverse effect is, like I said, that parent probably didn't want that. But because this is what you're feeding this child and this is what you're doing, this is what happens, right? Yeah. The only mission y'all should have is making sure that this child has a better life than what y'all had. Yeah, that means y'all working together to ensure that this child had everything that y'all didn't have. Not to go against each other and leave the child with just one parent, handicapping them, right? And having them continue to go on thinking everything is going to be okay and they're going to be okay. They'll never be okay without that other parent. Yeah, another manipulation tip, talking bad about the parent. I keep telling y'all that the child is going to see how that parent is for themselves. Yep. You don't have to say anything negative. You don't have to edge on. You don't have to add to. The child is going to see how other parents are with their children when they out. How the other family members are with their children. And they'll be able to put together their own opinion or assumption or feelings of how this parent is. If this parent is a deadbeat. If this parent ain't this and that. Yeah, you don't have to say nothing or do nothing. Yep. Your job actually is to save face and still encourage this child to love and respect their mama and daddy no matter what. I don't care what they not doing. I don't care. Your job is to still encourage this child. It still has to be a place in their heart for this parent. A child should not be so cold-hearted to where when that parent do resurfaces or that parent do want to do right or that parent do want to be in their life and be a part of their life, it should never not be too late. It should always be a place in their heart. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a place in her heart. She don't even love. Why she don't love, right? That's how you know how much damage is done, because every child loves their mother. No matter what. I deal with children every day that's looking for their mama. I deal with children every day who ain't never met their mama, but be so happy when they see them, right? So for me to do everything, you got to keep in mind, I was the type of parent that I wanted for myself. Meaning everything that I thought and felt like a parent should do, or everything that I felt like my mom should have did that she didn't do for me to be the woman that I am today, I became for my kids. So I ain't miss a beat. I ain't skipped no steps. I was right there every step of the way. They take 2 steps, I'm taking 4. I'm right there. There's no way. So that means in my situation, he had to been ripping her away. And she kicking and screaming. And I'm crying and I'm trying to hold on. And I'm holding on and her hands is slipping. That's how he had to pull her away. Right? Because that's how much I love my kids, right? Meaning that when he first started pulling her, I was probably holding on to her around the waist, and he dragging both of us. Get back to script. Yep, you don't have to say anything negative. Tip for the day that I hope you don't use on your baby mama or baby daddy. We're going to call it the same difference. Yep, we're going to call it the same difference. It's when y'all experience the same thing, but possibly treat it different. Like in my case, when my car was down, I was looked at like I was just, she don't have a car. I was walking the kids to school every day, walking to go pick them up, right? Finding people to take them to practice, still making sure they get to where they had to go while my car was down until I was able to get it out the shop. His car went down too. He was using his mama car, but we both was without a car for a short time. Why would my situation be demonized and he is not, right? Or both parents might have did something, but only one parent is acknowledged, right? We both was doing our part. I was taking her to school, doing what I was supposed to do during the week. He was doing what he was supposed to do, I guess, when she was with him. She was very well-rounded. She was perfect, just like my other kids, right? All my kids had different daddies. I know that's, I know. But, so they was all progressing because of me, right? So, yeah, acknowledge. Or both parents do something bad, but only one parent is blamed, right? Like, she was so mad when he missed a couple games, right? But I soothed her over, made her feel good. But if I missed something, I was probably blamed. Oh, you this, that, she don't never come. She ain't never. You can't be like that. You got to do the same, right? Let's say both parents do something, but only one parent is forgiven. That couldn't be. Like in my situation, I still don't know what I did wrong, but I know as a parent, I couldn't have done anything wrong to the magnitude of a child not wanting to be in my life, or a parent, a daddy, wanting to remove a child because he can do a better job. There is nothing that I can think of, right? The grandmother called her a bitch twice. It's by the grace of God that old bitch still living, just for calling my baby out her name. I'm telling you that. I'm telling you that, right? That's the worst you can do. That's verbal abuse. That's emotional abuse. That's the worst you can do, right? Why was she forgiven? She shouldn't have been allowed no visitation with that baby. No supervised visitations would have had to take place after her doing that, not once, but twice. How is she forgiven and I'm not? Right? So yeah, that's that manipulation tip. It causes confusion in the child. You probably don't want to do that. Y'all, I gotta go. I'll pick up tomorrow. Let me see. Let me make sure I cover it. At least I did get the manipulation tip. Yeah. Okay, guys. I'll pick back up tomorrow because I gotta go. I gotta finish that job. It'll be finished today. Yeah. I'm out.